Hello students, today's topic is diseases causing microorganisms in animals. In last video, you all studies diseases causing microorganisms in plants and human beings. You know that microorganisms are beneficial as well as harmful. Several microorganisms not only causes diseases in humans and plants but also in other animals. One most common disease of animals is anthrax. Anthrax is an infectious bacterial disease in sheep and cattle. You know that what is infectious? Infectious means with scattered or spread in directly touching disease. It is the most common disease who's present in mostly sheep and cattle because it is infectious disease when cattle are connected directly or indirectly, then these diseases spread everyone. This disease can be transmitted to humans through the meat, wool, hair and skin of the affected animals. Because meat, wool, hairs and skin is the main product of animals, when humans get it, then disease is transmitted of human beings. Foot and mouth disease is a viral disease. It is most common disease of animals. Sheep, cattle, goat and horse. Characteristics of these disease: the outside of mouth's reddish structure and itching and roughy skins. Next is foot disease are when nails of fruit destroyed and itching all over food. Bird flu is also a viral disease in poultry. It's transmitted in by meat in human beings. It is also infectious disease. In that day, coronavirus is most harmful disease which is transmitted directly contact and so on. It is also viral disease and present in or contained in bat or rat juice. Next topic is food spoilage. You know that many microorganisms spoil food. Many bacteria and fungi grow on food items and produce certain toxic substance who's harmful for us. These bacteria or fungi the food unfit for consumption. Many packed juice are often contaminated with yeast which causes fermentation and renders them useless. Here, contaminated means polluted or poisonous, and you know that what is fermentation. Fermentation is the process of complete by yeast or bacteria which microbes as like fungus or bacteria break down carbohydrate to form acid or alcohol and carbon dioxide is called fermentation. If you take this contaminated food, it can lead to develop of symptoms of food poisoning like nausea, vomiting, abdominal charms, and diarrhea. These are the main common diseases which developing easily, but sometimes these diseases are very harmful. It causes death also. The next process is fruit preservation by some methods whose save the food microorganism. Food preservation is the name for a number of processes that helps to preserve food of microorganisms. A variety of methods are allowed to stop food from spoiling. Here we discussed first method of food preservation, dehydration. Dehydration means water is removed the food because water is the main medium of growing microorganism. When water is removing the medium of growing microorganism is removing, so removes moisture, we can save the food. It is the one of oldest method of food preservation. It removes moisture from food and so stop microbes from growing on it because moisture is the main growing medium of microbes. Dehydration also decreases the weight of the food, making it easier to store and transport. Mostly seeds or dry foods stored this medium. When seeds are not mature and not non-moistures, it is spoiled. The space of when these foods are stored, it's also dehydrated conditions. So stored material are safe. The next process is heating. Heating is the most important process of food preservation. In this process, a high temperature kills microbes. For example, milk and water are boiled to kill microbes. According to this process, ultra heat treatment is the partial sterilization of milk by heating it for a short time, around a couple of seconds at a temperature exciting 135 degrees Celsius. Ultra heating technique, milk available in Tetra packs has a shelf life of 6 months or more until opened. Ultra heat treatment means very high temperature because maximum boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, and this technique temperature is 135, means higher than water. These temperature microbes are not growing possibility. In this process, these materials safely long time. Next is refrigeration and freezing. It is the common process of food preservation, like boiling, cooling by refrigeration, and freezing also helps to preserve food items. Boiling process is oldest method, but cooling and freezing and refrigeration method is modern process of food preservation. Many vegetables and fruits which obtained by us in any time or any season possible by this method. You know that refrigeration and freezing do not kill microbes or microorganisms but only stop them from growing and multiplying. So, this process not save food materials in long time. Preservation by freezing is effective for many months and is useful in the case of milk, meat and vegetables. But when these food material directly open in heaty season, these microbes attacking in double power. So so these method is less effective in many times. Shortly, it is beneficial as well as possible. Normally not stored in freezing at home. because you know that refrigeration do not kills bacteria and viruses. It is stopped only sometimes. Next process is pasteurization. This method is used for preserving milk because milk is most important product of animals. In this method, milk is heated about 70 or more 75 degrees Celsius for about 15-30 seconds. Then quickly cooled and stored in sterilized bottles or pouches. Here, most important word is quickly cooled. Quickly cooled because when it cooled in slowly, microbes and bacteria are attacking these milk and it is contaminated. Heating kills the bacteria who's present in milk, and quick cooling prevent remaining bacteria from growing milk products like cheese and other substance like honey, beer, wine, juices, etc. are also preserved this method. Louis Pasteur, who was a French chemist and microbiologist. You know that what is microbiologist? Who discovered microbes are microorganism called microbiologist, and which science of branch discovered microbes called microbiology. So that Louis Pasteur is the father of microbiology. He discovered the method of pasteurization and microbial fermentation. So this process is named pasteurization because it discovered Louis Pasteur. So given his name pasteurization. Get it? Next process is adding preservatives. Do you know that some substance work as preservative materials which kills germs or stopped attacking germs? These materials are edible substance whose kills microbes or prevent their growths. For example, vinegars. These are substances that prevent microbial growth. It is used mostly pickled. Oil and vinegar is used to storing them or pickles or long time. So oil and vinegar is most important preservative substance. Some vegetables, fruits, fishes and meat can be preserved this substance in sometimes. One important process is osmosis. This method used preservating meat, fishes, pickles, and chips also. In this process, loss of water in these materials. This process used only liquid materials. In this process, when lost the water in these materials, they have dehydrated. When adding these preservatives, so it's safe in long time and stored. Salt and sugar inhibits salts and sugars inhibits the growth of bacteria. Inhibit means stopped, and is used as a preservative in jams, jellies, and squashes. This is also makes microbes lose water by osmosis. So osmosis is the main process of whose help preservatives when preservatives add and safely food materials. Next is the canning. Canning process is the modern process whose helpful in these time. Food items are enclosed in steel jars and heated in 120 degrees Celsius and sealed it. In this process or in this temperature, destroy microorganisms. So this structure, many canned food are placed here. Canned food can remain good to eat for years, provided the cans are not damaged, because cans made in mostly steels, so it is safeful for. In this process, dry fruits and vegetables are preserved. Cans are made. Many fruit juice, dry fruits are collected this method. This method is useful for us because cans are made in steels, so it's carried in one to another place is easily. Some liquid materials are stored this process because storing in other process it is harmful, so canned are very useful. But these life is only 6 months or 1 to 2 years, so it used. So these packing days. So stop these method of food preservating today's. In some methods used in food preservating. So now stopped the chapter and write the homework in some questions. Right now, question first is write some bacterial disease whose causing in animals. Next, whose viral disease in that days is very dangerous condition. Next, write most important food preservating method that used by us in preservative food. Next is why canning process is useful and harmful both in that days. Next and last is write some short notes in means of words. First is microbiologist. Second is osmosis. Third is pasteurization. And last is dehydration. Thank you. Have a nice day.